Welcome to the Boomer Technician channel. Today we're heading out to Wisconsin for a pretty special get-together. It's the yearly Mustang II Reunion. And the people running the Mustang II Reunion do something interesting. They change the location every year, and they match up to an existing car show somewhere in the United States. This year it's in Two Rivers, Wisconsin, and it's not a Mustang show. We're going to have a lot of Mustang IIs there, but the actual show is a local show that's been going on for any number of years. And I'm really looking forward to it. I'm going to see a lot of folks who have some Mustang IIs. I met up with them last year at last year's reunion, so we'll be getting back together. But I'm also looking forward to seeing all the cars at this show in Wisconsin, because I've been told it's a pretty fantastic get-together of a lot of interesting cars. Well, here we are on the side of the road. Had a tire failure. I got the spare on. Got about 4 hours to our destination in Two Rivers, Wisconsin. Hopefully, the next town up has got a 14-inch tire I can put on. Not really sure what the failure was. I think the cord started acting up, and well, it doesn't look as bad on this side, but let's pull that up. There we go. Bad news. Well, I made it to Twin Rivers, Wisconsin, a town I've never been to before, but that's kind of the idea, to find 50 car shows in 50 states. It's on the shores of Lake Michigan, a lake that not only borders the state of Michigan, but also Indiana, Illinois, and of course, Wisconsin. So we'll see what the day has to bring. Well, the first event was at the Maritime Museum. It was arranged by the Mustang II group. So I thought I'd get some footage of the cars out in the parking lot. They're not all here, but we had a pretty good turnout for this first event. And then we had even more folks show up at the parking lot of the local college, where we're preparing for a parade. This car show's got a parade every Friday from the college down into town. And it's rather interesting. There's a lot of folks alongside the parade route checking out the cars coming by, and a lot of folks showing up just to be in the parade. You can see them pulling into the parking lot here. And then we're rolling down the street headed for downtown. It's a neat little event. The police block off the side traffic, so you don't have to slow down for the traffic control devices. You can just roll right into downtown on Friday night. And the interesting thing is, you get a ton of people downtown for this parade event. It's not even the official car show, which is going to be tomorrow. We'll start up in the morning, but you can see lots of folks turned out just to see the cars from the parade. Now we're into the early morning. This is about 8:30, and you can see there's a much smaller crowd, and this is just folks getting ready for the car show. And of course, as the featured mark, all the Mustang IIs were there bright and early and got the best parking spots for the car show. We got a couple of King Cobras here, and this is just kind of a driver coupe. Here's a project car somebody brought in. We had quite a few local Wisconsin cars. This little red car is really incredible. It's a very low mileage car. It looks showroom fresh. So I got a nice shot of the engine bay there with the air conditioning, and then a great shot of the interior. This car is just pristine. It's fantastic. And then working our way down the line, we'll see lots of V8 Mustang IIs. I think about 30 to 40% of the Mustang II production was V8. Probably not even that, given the first year of production was only V6 and 4-cylinder. But over 80% of the cars here were V8 cars, lots of fastbacks, which was not the preferred body style when the car was new. This little blue coupe's more typical of what you would have seen back in the day. But we got a grand turnout of fastbacks, both the Cobra 2s, the Mach 1s, and just the 2+2s. Here's another King Cobra. This car looks like the Soul Survivor, but it, in fact, is a couple of years newer with a slightly different paint shade. And here's a nice custom car, also a Cobra. And a Billboard Cobra, that'd be the last year for the Mustang IIs. And then another Cobra here. And the only stallion at the show, this silver car we're coming up on, very nice car, very well kept. And next to a, I believe that's a just a standard fastback. But I like that paint color. That brown is something you don't see anymore. And here's a car the owner just bought it a couple months ago, but they were excited to be able to bring it to the show. And here's the sole survivor with its fresh nose and fixed grille. And one more on the line, and we had a drag car over here. And across the street, we had a pair of what they call Monroe handlers. There are about 10 of these cars, and they were promotional cars put together by the Monroe Shock Company. And we had one guy show up. He wasn't able to get into the show itself, but we wanted to include his car because there it is. So we wanted to move on to the main car show, and this lineup sort of shows you how unique this car show is. I've got a BMW Assetto there. Here we've got a bullet nose Studebaker. I believe that was the first new design after World War II. We've got a Grand Prix here with the aluminum brake drums. Very unique wheels. They used an 8-bolt steel wheel that fits nothing else. And also in the Pontiac lineup is this nice GTO convertible, too pretty to ignore. And then in the world of not so pretty, we've got this Plymouth Scamp, a little angular, and Starsky and Hutch Torino. And then we've got some 30s models, including this big one that was, I believe they call that a ski lodge bus for hauling folks up to the ski lodge. We've got a pair of Chryslers here. We got a big 60s, I think it's a 66 Chrysler convertible. And then across the street, we found a late 70s LeBaron coupe with the original roofline. They changed that a little later on to be a little more squared off and more formal. But this is an interesting look. If we've got any Green Bay Packer fans out there, we've got I think that's maybe a Diamond T pickup set up for Green Bay Packer events. We've got this beautiful Corvair. This is my favorite Corvair body line, and I think with the convertible top, they just look fantastic. We've also got this very nice Ford GT replica that was basically hand-built by this fella here. I didn't get his name, but we talked briefly, and he basically fabricated that car about 20 years ago all by himself. So well done. We've got a bright orange Plymouth Fury. Then we've got this Mercury. This is an early 60s big rig, and back then the manufacturers were looking at ways to make their cars a little sportier. What they decided to do was go with consoles and bucket seats. So there's a number of models out there that have this rather sporty interior setup, and this Mercury is one of them. We've also got this 50s era Speedster, maybe 40s era. Looks like it's pretty much hand built. There wasn't any information on it when I took a look at it, but very nice craftsmanship. Fun little car. We've got a little Datsun, either a 1600 or 2000. They called it the Fair Lady in the Japanese market, but this one's got a modern fuel injected. I believe he said it was a 2.4 straight 4 in it. We've got some imports here. We've got this lovely little Alfa and early F100 to go along with it in the background there. And then we've got this Ferrari. Looks a little sleeker than the Alfa, but not much. And then this Civic, because why not? We also had an incredible number of very original cars, like this 4-door Torino, followed by this 74 Cougar convertible. These cars all were showroom fresh and completely stock. It was a rather amazing thing to see. We've also got this late 50s VW Bug. Just took a couple of shots of it because it's just so perfect. Then we've got this Chevy Chevelle, absolutely original. This Pontiac, I think it was a GT37, a little rougher, but still completely original, as is this Panther body. And then we've also got a newer Bug that's just perfect. And here's a very rare car. This is a LeSabre T-Type. And this young man who owns it, Jamie Flagg, was nice enough to tell us about the interior.
So here in the interior, we have the bucket seats in the center console and the T-wheel. That wheel only ran for 87, 88, 89 they actually changed it. All original interior, good shape, pretty mint. Power windows work, power seats, both work, everything good. never smoked in. Carpet clean, original, front and back. Everything looks pretty good here.
It does look good, Jamie. And with that, we're going to wrap up the car show and get back on the road, headed back to Colorado. Well, I'm sorry it's a little noisy here, but we needed to make a stop at one of America's famous race courses. We're just outside of Elkhart Lake, which is home of Road America. So I don't know what events are going on today. I unfortunately don't have time to stop and check things out, but it's nice to make the stop. Well, we're back. It was great to see all those Mustang IIs in Wisconsin, and a great car show on top of it. Lots of variety, lots of very original cars belonging to, in many cases, their original owners. Just a great Midwest show, and it was good to see my friends who all have Mustang IIs. And I am, to close up, reminded of those important words: wherever you go, there you are.